Hello, you wonderful humans. I'm glad you're here. It's Wednesday. It's 7 o'clock. It's time for an Ask Me Anything with yours truly, Drew Detzner, the owner and one of the clinicians here at 3D Wellness. I really mean it. Thank you for being here. I'm also going to say a big thank you to all the clients we got to see today. I know some of you are going to tune in and watch this, whether right now while we're live or over the next week or two. Whenever you're watching this, thank you. I'm really glad you're a part of what we're doing here. We even had a client today not able to climb stairs. We're on the second floor in our building. So they needed to use the elevator, which was not functional today. So, no big deal. Ran downstairs, got their order from them with the credit card, ran back upstairs, rang them out. We make it work, okay? Little problems we keep as little problems. We do not turn them into big problems, okay? I'm excited. For those of you who have been paying attention to our YouTube channel, and I hope all of you have, and I hope you subscribe, because it helps us a lot. We're nowhere near being monetized, so don't worry. I'm not asking you to do that so I can buy a new car. I'm asking you to do that because I got all sorts of free info that I'm sharing on YouTube. Our ABCs of SP series of videos talking about every single supplement made by Standard Process is coming to a close. And before I jump into the herbal side of all things Standard Process and MediHerb, which I'm excited to do, I'm going to launch a new series where I'm going to make a short video every Friday. So, on YouTube, which is pretty cool, just look for DDD Wellness on YouTube. You'll see our logo right away. Big blue D, hard to miss. Every Friday, you'll see me post a fact check Friday. I don't want to spoil it, but I'll let you know why I'm doing this. It has been brought to my attention by a number of clients and patrons of our business that there are people spreading misinformation about me. It was very polite of me, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
They're lying about me. And they're lying to people who are looking for me and who are looking to support me and the business and the staff here. So what I want to do is take the high road. I'm not going to call anybody out by name, but I'm absolutely going to address the misinformation by doing a fact check Friday, every Friday for as long as it takes, to make sure that I clear the air and that I'm constantly reminding you. And I hope you already know this. And if you don't, I want you to hear this loud and clear. If you have questions about me, if you have questions about our business, ask them. We like transparency. We like being an open book. We think we're a pretty easy read. Ask those questions. So you can look forward to that new series, Fact Check Friday, starting this Friday. We'll do that in between the clients we're seeing. We got a pretty good schedule set up on Friday, huh, Two Boots?
We sure do.
Yeah. We're having a good couple of weeks here. We're loving it. We're still having fun here. That hasn't stopped. That hasn't really worn off. So I'm curious. It's Ask Me Anything. What questions do you have coming to mind? I'll stay here as long as there are questions. If you don't have questions coming to mind, we're scooting and you can enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Want to remind you, when you come in and get supplements, we got our koozies in stock. I get a kick out of these. And here's a good point. This came up. You don't have to use these on a beer can. These work on all sorts of things.
Absolutely.
It's an insulator. It's not just for beer. It also works for beer. Okay. Cool. Two Boots, we got any questions rolling in?
We do not have any questions, but a shout out to Erica. Thanks for joining
Erica.
us.
Don't make my job so easy. Last two clients of the day also made my job easy. I'm supposed to work when I'm at work. Bring on the questions. What I'm going to do is go through some of the things that we worked on this week with clients here at 3D. Yeah. It's not everything we worked on. I doubt I'll remember every single little thing, but here's what we got to help with. Chest cramps. If you've ever had a cramp in your chest, oh, it was no fun. Insomnia. Get to support some people safely, naturally, no drugs. Helping people get some better sleep. Endurance. And that was a big deal for that person because they work for a landscaping company. So it's a really big deal that that person not get tired while they are at work. We had some wheezing going on with a client. We got to help them improve that. That was really good to see. There was some water retention. And that was kind of cool because they had just been to a doctor for like their annual checkup, and their blood work was really good. That's really good to hear. They still had the water retention. The doc said, "Hey, your kidneys on blood work look great, no big deal." And they said, "Yeah, but I'm still retaining water. We found something. We know that they're about to get better." Chest cramps, insomnia, endurance, wheezing, water retention. Oh, this was a good one. Dark, intrusive thoughts. Whew. Did you know that for your brain to be happy and perform at a high level requires quite a bit of nourishment? This client found out. Boy, were they relieved to have that going on. Chest cramps, insomnia, endurance, wheezing, water retention, dark thoughts. What else did we get to do this week? Oh, clammy hands. That got better. And that was awkward because at her job, she has to shake hands with people all the time. She does a lot of public relations stuff. So it was nice to have. So yeah, I'll keep reminding you, keep notifying you of all the different kind of things that I get to work on. And it's a lot of fun because this is pretty diverse. A muscular thing, something related to sleep, something related to physical endurance, a breathing thing, a kidney thing, a brain thing, a skin and hands thing. We get to work on a lot of different kinds of things here. It's part of what makes the job so fun and keeps it so interesting. No 2 days are ever the same. Oh, leg bruising. Sorry. I'm going to drop that in there too. I'm going to give that one away. This one was really easy. We used Cyruta by Standard Process. I hope you've heard me talk about the whole food vitamin C. So vitamin C, I'm going to dork out on this again because this is so important for people to know. Vitamin C is not just ascorbic acid. Next time you're at a Walgreens or a Costco or a Walmart, go over to the supplement section. Don't buy anything. Your money is better spent elsewhere. And look at the vitamin C. It's probably just ascorbic acid. So they also call it calcium ascorbate. They're trying to trick you a little bit. But ascorbic acid is just one piece of the pie that makes up what vitamin C really is. There's hesperidin, there's rutin, there's quercetin. If that sounds familiar, you may have heard about quercetin quite a bit during COVID. It's really good for helping the airways break up histamines and help the airways to release toxic things. There's something that's called vitamin J factor, P factor, K factor, and technically the P factor is doubled up. So in vitamin C, there's way more than just ascorbic acid. And the only way you get that is from getting food ingredients, which is what Cyruta is. Cyruta is mostly made out of the buckwheat that's grown at the organic standard process farm in some of the world's most perfect soil. So it's a whole food vitamin C that's grown perfectly. And it really helps with leg bruising.
Well, we have no questions rolling in, but I'd like to ask one that I think
Yeah.
would benefit a lot of people knowing.
Excuse me.
I personally have some traveling plans coming up, as
Yeah.
you know, and I would like to review what supplements are good to take when you're flying on an airplane, for instance.
Ooh, okay.
Because I want to enjoy my vacation. I don't want to get sick, and then I want to come back healthy, so I don't miss work.
She says that like I wouldn't take care of her so she could come back to work. I mean, come on. Yeah, so let's do what you need to do when you fly, and then what I do when I go to a place where I'm going to have new foods.
Oh,
Let's do both of
all
those.
right.
Because that usually comes up when we are traveling.
It does, yes.
All right, so flying. So here's the big deal with flying. We are going to be breathing in exhaust. When you go to an airport, even a local or a municipal airport, you get a lot of the exhaust from the planes. Those jet engines burn an incredible amount of fuel, and that exhaust is in the air. You know the smell I'm talking about. If you've been to an airport before, you know you smell it outside, you know you smell it inside. You definitely smell it when you're in the plane. And remember, if you can smell something, it is inside of you. We have no scent receptors on the exterior of our body. So if you can smell it, it is inside you. Keep that in mind. We know we're going to breathe in exhaust. So what do we want to do? We want to counter chemicals. I like to do that with parotid PMG. We also know we want to drain chemicals and the immune challenges, because we know we're going to be sitting next to that person that's hacking up a lung or who doesn't understand how to cover a sneeze, right? We've all sat next to that person. If you've traveled enough, you've interacted with that person. I love Antronex by Standard Process. Antronex is to help your body remove anything that's irritating it from the bottom of your rib cage up. So if you're having breathing stuff, if you're having skin stuff, if you're having throat clearing stuff, if your ears are congested, Antronex is one of the things I use to support all those areas of the body. And then we want to counter the immune challenges. And I really like Conjuplex for this. As the name implies, Conjuplex is to help your body deal with congestion. All right, so before the flight, after the flight. So here's the basics. Parotid PMG, before you go to the airport, pop 3 of those bad boys. That is going to get your body in a mode where it is primed or prepared or ready to clear out some chemical stress. Since we know we're going to breathe in some chemical stress, we want to prime ourselves for that. You also want to take 3 Antronex because we want to drain that stuff. We want to get that stuff cleared out. And then Conjuplex, we want to help our immune system get ready. We want to pop 3 of those. Yeah, that's 9 pills. But if you can sit on the airplane and not get congested, not feel like you're getting sick, not be thinking about all the jet fuel you're breathing in, it's totally worth it. After has a lot to do with how long the flight is. After might be as little as 1 parotid or as many as 3 more. So basically, if you're on like an hour, hour and a half flight, just 1 more parotid. If you're on a 3-4 hour flight, 3 parotid. Just because during that time you are breathing in more of that chemical stuff. And I forgot to mention, it bears commenting on, that the way that they clean planes is primarily with chemicals. Pros and cons. Chemical stress. Don't love breathing that stuff in, but it's very effective at cleaning, which is nice because I don't know who was just on that plane and what they have going on in their life. Okay? Anthrax, again, depending upon the length of the flight and how many people were sneezing on you, between 3 and 6 of them. And then conjuplex, we want to take 3 more. Whenever I travel with these 3. I think there's an Instagram post from last September where I talk about parotid. Because I flew out to Salt Lake City. I was taking my parotid. I'm always traveling with these 3. I'm using them when I go to the airport to fly. And the Antranex and the Conjuplex I travel with, because the last thing I want to have happen is that I feel ill when I'm on a trip. And if you're feeling like you're coming down with something, Conjuplex and Antranex is one of the all-time great combinations.
I'm surprised Spanish black radish isn't on the list.
I know. I love Spanish black radish. I think everybody knows that. It's part of what I travel with for the food stuff.
Okay.
But specific to flying, this is the trio.
Okay, I'm taking a picture of this because this is valuable information.
And then you have it. All right. So we got flying. Questions rolling on flying.
Nothing yet.
Cool. Then I'm going to move on to the new foods.
Okay.
Oh, purple feels right. All right. Travel plus new foods. You could also say uncommon foods, foods you aren't used to. You get the idea. So there's this trio that I love for new foods. And it is Zypan by Standard Process. It's my favorite. It's what Lori was looking for. It's our Spanish black radish. I'm going to put a line here. Very intentionally. Then we got our GI Adsorb. I'll explain why the line is there in a minute. These 2, we just always want to do them when we're traveling, when we're doing new foods. Zypan is a digestive aid. Spanish black radish is gut or intestines or GI, gastrointestinal drainage. So when I was talking about flying, I said Antranex helps your body drain things from the bottom of the rib cage up. Well, Spanish black radish helps us drain things from the bottom of the rib cage down. When we're doing food stuff, for the most part, if it's new or if it's going to try to mess with us, it's going to be from the rib cage down. So that's where Spanish black radish comes in. Zypan, we're going to do 3 a meal. Spanish black radish, we're going to do 1 per meal. Really easy to do, really effective. You're staying at the hotel, you're meeting with a bunch of people, you're embarrassed that you're taking supplements, you don't want them to know you're taking supplements. Maybe you need new friends, but anyways, it's just my opinion. Because I'd be like, yeah, take that Zypan. You can book me a plane ticket on your next trip. You can pop these in the hotel room up to an hour before you go to the meal, and then you don't have to walk around with your supplements. You don't have to take them at the table. I know that river cruises in Europe have been really popular with a lot of my clients lately, and they didn't want to be popping a bunch of pills in front of strangers, so they were just taking their supplements in their suite and then walking down to dinner afterwards. Cool. That totally works. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, 3 Zypan, 1 Spanish black radish at each meal. Now, I hope this doesn't happen, but if you get food poisoning, if you get alcohol poisoning, even if it's self-induced, and please avoid self-induced alcohol poisoning. Oh my goodness, you deserve better. What you want to do with this GI Adsorb, you want to take 2 every hour until your symptoms stop. GI Adsorb does 2 really wonderful things. First, binds to toxins, including the things that cause food poisoning. Second, it protects gastrointestinal tract. So if something is in there actively trying to bother your tummy, it's going to help remove it, and it's going to protect your tummy while it deals with it. It's safe to take all three of these in conjunction with each other. Usually, if you're very diligent with your Zypan and your Spanish black radish, you don't need to get to the GI adsorb, especially if you behave yourself around alcohol. That was your friendly warning. Two Boots is getting a photo of this too.
Yep, got it.
Cool. Is there, I'm curious, Lori, is one of these two combos more interesting to you, or that you're like more drawn to one of these two combos?
Oh, the top one for sure.
The,
oh, you mean
no, I mean between the flying and the
or this
food.
One? Well, I was very impressed that you even brought this up, because I never thought about that, about the new foods when you're traveling.
Gotcha.
So this is new information for me.
Oh, gotcha.
So I like this.
Okay. Hey, everybody, Lori kicks a lot of ASS around here. So I am going to gift her a bottle of each of these three for her trip, so you can enjoy your trip. She's flipping incredible. And if you didn't know that, now you know that. I know that.
Thank you, Drew.
You're very welcome. Let's make sure you go home with a bottle of each of these. And then please remind me to put it on our standard process order tomorrow.
All right.
Thank you. Cool. Did questions roll in on this combo?
No.
I'm glad that the world has this combo. These two combos, the flying and the new foods on travel, this is the kind of information that over the last, how long have I been doing this work, Lori?
Like, seems like forever.
I started to work in the field of nutrition in 2006. Is that 18 years?
Yeah.
I'm not that old, right? Anyways, there's combos like this that I've seen because the number of clients that I've worked with, the number of conferences I've gone to, the number of hours reading and studying, books published and fact-checked by people who don't like the author. So it's like a valid fact-checking. There's these combos that aren't written up. It's something from the experiences that I've had that I can share with you. And that's the goal of so many of these videos that we make for Instagram and that we make for YouTube, is we have thousands and thousands of ideas, and we don't want to gatekeep them. We want you to have this information. So please ask these questions like Lori asked this question, so we can share this kind of info that you don't usually find elsewhere.
Along the same topic, sort of, since no other questions are rolling in, I'm going to ask one more. And that has to do with, now since I've been a client of yours, I've stayed away from the hot tubs and stuff like that because of the chlorination.
Yeah, the chlorinated hot tubs.
Yes, the chlorinated hot tubs for sure. But I think on the ship I might have to take a dip or two. What should I take in that case?
Very good news. The same way we handle airplane exhaust is how we handle hot tubs. So it's that parotid and Antranex combination. Yep. So 3 before you go in the hot tub on parotid.
Okay.
3 after the hot tub.
Okay.
Antranex, 3 before, 3 after. Same thing.
Perfect.
I find the biggest deal with the hot tubs, yes, you're submerging your body in it, but because it's really hot and the water is evaporating, you're breathing in quite a bit of chlorine.
That's right.
Which is why I think the Antranex is such an important part, because Antranex does wonders for our airways.
Oh, that's a good point. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And then you can enjoy the hot tub. You're not thinking about like, oh, should I really be doing this? No, be on vacation.
Yeah. Does Allerplex fall into this at all too?
I like Allerplex a lot. It has Antranex in it. Part of what Allerplex is Antranex.
Okay.
So I like that. But for this acute exposure kind of thing, I tend to go with Antranex.
Okay. So what if a client is already on Allerplex?
Yeah.
Can they then be exchanged, or, taking the Allerplex instead of Antranex?
Ooh.
If I'm on Allerplex?
Yeah. Ooh.
Or would that be overkill?
It wouldn't be overkill. It wouldn't be overkill to do Allerplex with Antranex.
All right.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to swap Allerplex for Antranex for these stressors. Okay. Yeah. They definitely jive together. Taking Antranex with Allerplex is just really boosting how much garbage your airways can clear. Yeah.
So maybe I don't necessarily need to take as much Antranex if I'm on Allerplex, because you said it contains Antranex in it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll jot that down. So first of all, Allerplex plus Antranex equals happy face. Okay, that's just a good combo. Allerplex is made out of equal parts of Antranex, Cataplex AC, Beta-Col, Pneumotrophin PMG, and Drenatrophin PMG. So there's Antranex in there, but because it's just 1/5 of what the Allerplex capsule is,
Okay.
that means that 3 Allerplex equals 1 Antranex.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So you can do the math on your daily dose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's good. Good information.
It's all equal parts. Just because I'm talking about Allerplex, got to work on a case this week where we know that heavy metal toxicity is having a negative influence on the brain in a young man. He's just 7 years old. And I tested Allerplex, and because it has things that help drain from the bottom of the lungs up, and it has liver support and kidney support, we can use this product to help, quote unquote, drain his brain of the stressor. And Drenatrophin is adrenal support, so we can help his body with maintaining good energy levels while we perform this heavy metal detox process. Yeah. So yeah, really good for if you got stuff messing with your brain.
And what a blessing that you're helping him with that as a child. Can you imagine if that was not helped? How the problems down the road potentially.
Yeah, too many bad scenarios likely to branch off of not addressing. I think, in my career, I've been fortunate enough to work with a lot of kiddos diagnosed with attention deficit issues and hyperactivity issues, and to see the change in them when we nourish those brains and help get things that are irritating the brains out of their system. And then I think about like, oh man, there's no way to, but it would be cool to see if that hadn't been addressed. Like if we could have both roads play out. But then I would always feel bad for the one who didn't get the nourishment.
Right.
Spending a life being hyper, having trouble focusing and tuning into stuff. Yeah. Did questions roll in?
No.
All right, you incredible humans. Thank you for watching this. We usually get somewhere around 10 views when we're live. But by the next morning, we're usually in triple digits. I get a kick out of that. Please remember, you can always reach out to us ahead of time. Christy did this last week. If you have questions that you just want me to cover and you can't even tune in live, no big deal. You can call us. You can go to our social media and send us a message. You can email us. You got all these ways that you can send us a question anytime and say, please cover this on the Wednesday Weekly. And that's what we'll do. I hope you stay well. We will see you next Wednesday at 7 p.m. And again, on behalf of myself and the crew here at 3D, thank you for being a part of this with us. See you soon.